Hi Aries, Taurus. How's everyone? Happy April, happy Easter. We're going to check out your April 1st to 15th energies. And we're going to start with the messages I got for you, which was deep sea cave and hot springs, which is really interesting because I believe there are hot springs in deep sea caves. It's very strange. So I looked it up because I had to, because I really didn't understand it. And it seems to be a Celtic thing, and even back in ancient Sumerian times, where it was like a gift from the gods, the subterranean gods. So that's really interesting. So we'll see how that plays out for you guys. Oh, and hot springs can also be very healing, so maybe there needs to be some healing. So we're going to start out with your underlying energies. And you guys have the King of Wands for under the tarot and the Wood. And to me, this pairing is very similar to the King and Queen of Wands. So fire energy, definitely a pairing, but they seem to be looking away from each other at this time. So we're going to see how that plays out. So to start out, you guys have the High Priestess and the Storm. So it feels like there could be some secrets, and that's bringing on a bit of a storm. It can also mean high intuition and or higher learning, that kind of a thing. But either way, there's this storm involved, so it could be a little bit of a chaotic time right now, especially if you're in school or something like that, learning something new, anything like that. And coming next here, you have the Eight of Cups and the Big. So I just want to show those two cards. This is my man cave card, so somebody's going to their man cave to reflect or meditate or something like that. And I find it very interesting that deep sea cave was one of your messages, because it almost feels like this would be the healing part. This person is going away to heal at the time, and it's the big one, so it's like almost like maybe even a midlife crisis kind of a feeling, where you need to take some time for yourself and heal. And it could be because of these two energies, which I said they are looking away, so it's some kind of maybe issue with a partner. Could be a work dynamic where it's like the boss and an employee, that kind of a feeling. But it really feels like a lot of healing needs to take place. And especially with the King of Cups reversed now, that's someone who is not steady in their emotions and could also need some healing. So with the loop there, that's a karmic kind of issue. So something has happened and now it's coming back to bite you or something like that. It's always the way I feel about that loop card. Basically, there's so much water in this too that it just, maybe it's telling you need to go to the hot springs and heal somehow, some reason. Hi Gizmo. Yeah. And if it is something like a midlife crisis, then it could really mean that you just need to take some time to yourself, or a trip away from everything that's going on, that kind of a feeling. So it does feel like a really sad energy at this point. But Gizmo's purring for you, so he wants you to heal too. With the Two of Swords, there's more water here, so it's just like so much water. And it seems like you're blindfolded to what's actually going on. You're not seeing the full picture. Maybe you don't realize that you need to heal at this time. But it's definitely telling you it's time to do that with the time next to the Two of Swords. It's time to either make a decision, probably a big life decision, And I feel like it's probably something to do with a relationship with the King of Cups in the reverse, especially with these fire energies with your underlying energy. Definitely a relationship that has gone sour possibly, and it's going to take time to heal, but I feel like it's also you doing it on your own. So whether or not you guys are still together, this is a time for you to be healing on your own. And I feel like if you don't do that at this point, you may end up alone. So, like I said, it is a karmic thing. So, something that happened, it could even be in a past life, is coming back to haunt you at this point, it feels like. And it feels like water is going to be part of this healing. So, whether it's the hot springs, like I said, or now they have those, what are they called? Oh my gosh, now I can't think of the word. It's like a, oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? Where you go into like basically a dark room and lay in water. It's salt water. Oh shoot, why can't I think of it? I talk about it all the time. Hopefully you guys can figure it out, and if not, hopefully I can mention it under in the comments for you guys. But it just really feels like this is a time for healing. And I also feel like because the High Priestess and this little moon is popping out, there is some secrets that you might not be aware of, some unknowns. Even here there's the moon, but it feels like as you move through it, you may come to more of a realization of it. So maybe even by the new moon, you will start your healing process. But this is the big one. And so if it's not a midlife crisis kind of feeling, then it is this really important relationship. Okay, so it's not feeling super happy. I don't see a lot of happy cards here. So if you're going through a rough time, don't worry, lots of people are. Everybody does, ups and downs of life, right? So keep your head up. Make sure you take off that blindfold. With the High Priestess here, it seems like intuition is definitely necessary as well. So hopefully you can figure this out and work through it. And it will take some time, but eventually the healing will take place. So I do like this reading, even though it's kind of a downer, but you need to do what's necessary for you to heal. And Gizmo is really active right now. I just got home from Easter dinner, so he wants to play. But anyways, I had to do your video because it's important for me to do this for you guys. Oh yeah, Gizmo, you're just on a roll, aren't ya? Alright, well I'm going to let you go for now before I have to go and grab Gizmo off the counter. And I will talk to you mid-April for your April reading. If you guys are interested in a personal read or would like any kind of clarification on this reading, you can always get a hold of me from the description box below. So, like I said, take care until mid-April, and we'll see you then.